Yes, so good evening, everybody. So it's almost time. It's time 7:35. So first of all, I'd like to welcome everybody to the Psybridge webinar. And I also appreciate everybody who had joined on time. Yes. So I'll just introduce myself. I'm Twinkle. I'm a Psybridge coordinator. So among participants, you guys might know about Psybridge. There may be people who doesn't know about Psybridge. So Psybridge is all about we Psybridge is a platform where we educate people, we psycho-educate people, we provide courses for psychology students to make them a skilled and confident psychologist, as well as we psycho-educate people through our courses, through our webinars, through our workshops and all. And this webinar is also a part of psycho-educating you all. So as we are informed today, our webinar will be on the topic positive parenting. So we all know that a childhood is really important factor in a person's life, right? So parenting that molds this childhood is also really, really important. So whoever listening to me right now, you guys might be you might be a parent, you might be a teacher, a counselor, or a psychologist, or anybody who is interacting with children. You might be a sister or a brother, anybody who is interacting with children. It's really important that we should know about parenting, the importance of parenting, because children are very keen, or they listen to us very keenly. They grasp from us very keenly. So we should be very cautious about dealing with children or communicating with children. So we are going to start our webinar today on positive parenting, and we have a very apt personality or a very apt resource person today with us to deal with this particular topic. We have Shoukath Kamil sir joined along with us today. And you guys might know about him, and I'll just shortly introduce him. He's a psychologist who have 15 plus years of experience in this field, psychology field. So, and he's currently working as a student counselor at IIT Bombay. And he has also conducted too many workshops and webinars all around India in parenting, in mental health, as well as in CBT. He's also trained in CBT from founder of CBT, who's Aaron Beck. So we are so privileged to have such an experienced faculty for this webinar. So I heartily welcome Shoukath Ali Kamil sir to deal with this session. Okay. Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Yes. So I welcome Shoukath Ali Kamil sir for the session.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Just a minute.
Okay, sir.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay. Yeah. First of all, thank you for attending this program. So we at Psybridge, under the IFER, so we are used to conduct a lot of programs in Kerala, and this is the first time, or like a few time we conducted programs outside the Kerala. So generally, we used to conduct programs in Malayalam language. So this time we try to make it more inclusive so that more participants can benefit from this program. So first of all, I want to ask my participants, like, what are you expecting from this program, and why you are attending a program on parenting, effective parenting?
Sir, my child is 7 years old. I just
Okay.
want the feedback from the this webinar that uh, my child should not have like he should have the less screen time. 1 hour
Good.
he used to see, but I want that to be reduced. But I'm not getting the proper way.
Okay. Great. Great. Thank you, Purva. And anyone else? I would like this program to be very interactive so that we will know each other. And okay. So anyone else want to tell something why you are attending this program?
And, good evening, everyone. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening.
So, my daughter has turned 4 today, and
Great.
yeah. So, and I just wanted to attend the program so that I can build a good rapport with her, because as she is growing, I can feel like due to our work life and due to our commitments, we are not being able to give a lot of time, and that mom guilt is always there. So I want,
Yes.
yes, so I want to like understand her really well, so that in the future she comes and tells every single thing to me, and we have a good connection throughout.
Great. Great.
This is
Great.
so. I just wanted some tips so that I can manage well with not a perfect parenthood, but yeah, but I bring in all the best for my child.
Excellent. Priya, what you told, it is the solution for many problems in the current world. Like having a good attachment with our children will solve many issues. So, yes, we have to learn how to develop a good attachment with our children. Okay. Anyone else?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
As
please.
a teacher, especially after COVID, the challenge, tackling the children is quite challenging.
Yes.
Bringing them, focusing their attention is also another challenge
Mhm.
without, hurting them. And again, it is essential to teach parents also how to handle their children.
Yes. Yes.
So
Great.
these are the ones.
Yeah. Yeah. Padmashri, as a teacher, like how to handle kids is not much different from a parent. Like how a parent handle kids, this is same like how teacher like handle the kids.
Actually,
Yes.
the problem is for a
Yeah.
parent at a time only their own child, but whereas a class is 35 or 30 at least minimum.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Like you have to handle multiple children with multiple behavioral patterns.
Yeah, every child is unique and it
Yes.
is heterogeneous class.
Yes. Definitely. Yeah. Good. Anyone else? Any psychology students or psychologists attending this program?
Good evening, sir. Good evening,
Good
everybody.
evening.
This
Good
is
evening.
Rajesh here. I'm from Hyderabad. I'm working as a special educator and also as a counselor in a school.
Good.
So
Yeah.
one of the reasons why I'm interested to hear you and hear the other inputs is to understand how better we communicate, because I have observed that as counselors, the best medicine that we can give to parents or students is how comfortable we make them through our talks, no matter what
Yes.
they want. I mean, at the end of the day, it is a confidence building mechanism that needs to be promoted so that the child is as open and as transparent, even to accept a mistake. So that
Yes.
trust
Yes.
building is very important, I feel, sir. And so for that, as counselors and as special educators, we need to be unbiased, and we need to have a good listening skill as well to accept what it is. So I know one of the reasons somebody asks me what's the difference between a psychiatrist and a psychologist. I say psychiatrist has a source of medicine in terms of tablets that he could give, but
Mhm.
psychologist, the only tablet he has is his talks, according to me. I mean,
Yes.
that's my viewpoint, of course. So
Yeah.
looking forward to hear from you and other inputs also, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Exactly. Yeah. That trusting relationship will help a person to be like a transparent in the communication, and they will be able to share. Most of the time, clients try to hide their problems more than opening up. So building a strong therapeutic alliance and trusting relationship is the cornerstone of any counseling sessions, whether it is like helping special kids or helping children with learning disabilities or behavioral problems, regardless of the problem, and even regardless of the age. Trusting relationship is the most important thing to help anyone with any problem. Yes. Anyone else want to introduce or tell something why you are attending this program?
Yes,
Good
sir.
evening, sir. I am Anjali. So
Yes,
I am
Anjali.
presently working as a pre-primary teacher
Good.
And since the children that I deal with are quite young,
Yes.
it takes a lot of effort from the teachers' end as well as the students' end to, bond. But then that bond of
Yes.
innocence, it stays. So there are a few children these days that I feel like they get quite distant, maybe due to like several issues that they might not be able to share.
Mm.
So I think by attending this session, I'll be able to figure out a few of those things and how to deal with it and how to overcome this obstacle that I'm facing.
Yes, yes, definitely. Let's try for that. Yes, Rekha, you want to tell something?
Yes, sir. Good evening
Yeah.
to everyone.
Good evening.
Uh, this is Rekha, and I'm a teacher, psychology teacher for grades 11 and 12.
Good.
And yeah, so we feel like we know everything, but at times we'll be blocked thinking like, what should I do now for such
Mhm.
situations, certain situations?
Yes.
So definitely wanted to see what other strategies uh, like other people use in their classes or in their
Mhm.
day-to-day life activities, and people like you who will be able to give us more guidance on. So I'm just looking for all these through our webinar.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Yeah, Rekha, this age, adolescent age group is totally different from what we were discussing so far. So it's when you teach students from 11th and 12th standard, their approach towards teachers and their critical thinking, their differences, transition, everything makes a large difference. And it's very difficult to connect it to them unless you use evidence-based approaches to how to connect with them and how you can develop a good relationship with them. Yeah, it's a skill, and this can be learned. And many of us have this skill by default, but still we can improve. Yes. Okay. Anyone else? Any contribution, or if you just want to introduce yourself? Okay, then let's start. Yeah, Padmeshwari, you want to tell something?
Yeah, actually, the today's children whom we are facing right in our classrooms or at home, they are quite brilliant.
Yes,
And the
yes,
way they work faster, their understanding is faster. So,
yes, yes, yes. Okay, good. Okay, let's start. And
a class
I'm very
teacher or a
happy. Yeah,
special educator or anybody to upskill themselves in order to handle the children amicably.
yes, yes, yes. Yeah, good. I'm really happy the way many of you interacted, and I can see how curious or interesting you are to learn about these methods and strategies which we can use as a parent, as a teacher, as a adolescent educator or special educator or as a counselor. So different roles we are playing as parent, teacher, guide, coach, counselor. So we have to deal with these different age groups in an appropriate way so that we will be able to connect it with them well. Okay, so and I want to continue the session in the same way. Like I'm not a person to prefer like a one way communication. So throughout our presentation, we can make it as kind of interactive. So we are talking about parenting. So let's talk about it. It's not just a presentation. So let's discuss and let's talk about it. And I'm sure that many of you will be able to contribute many things to this group. That's what usually in my parenting sessions happens. Even I learn many things from my participants. So by interacting, like we can collectively get a lot of knowledge and practical methods. Yes. So I'm sharing my screen, but still we don't have to stick on this what I'm sharing. We can discuss the way we want. Okay, so the importance of effective communication for a positive parenting or teaching or as a counselor. So the methods are not different. Whether you are a parent, a counselor, or teacher, methods are same. So, like from my experience, especially post-COVID, today's parents are ready for a change. Like earlier, parents were like having a question that why we need to attend parent training. By default, we are parents and we know how to manage our kids. But now parents realized, as especially after the COVID, post-COVID, like it is necessary to learn parenting from an evidence-based approach. Because once parents started attending these programs, they realized that it is really important. So this is a good news that today's parents are ready for change and they are ready to attend programs. Even not only the parents, like I am conducting a lot of training programs for teachers and counselors and other stakeholders. Okay. So, and another thing, our parenting sessions. I have conducted parenting sessions for thousands of people, within a less span of time. And I found these sessions are really effective. The reason is that whatever I am presenting, this is not experience of a single person, single counselor, or it is not my experience. What I am presenting is evidence-based approach. That means it researched, tested, and found useful in thousands and lakhs of people. So whatever I am presenting, I'm taking it from evidence-based approaches, especially the approach of Thomas Gordon. You might have seen or heard about him, like his three best-selling books are there: Parent Effectiveness Training, Teacher Effectiveness Training, and Leadership Effectiveness Training. So he is one of the very famous person, discussed about parenting methods and teaching methods. So mainly I am focusing on like the methods he described, uh, Thomas Gordon. And another person which I mainly rely on is Adele Faber and Maslish. Like both of them also spent their entire life to research, train, and find the effectiveness of parenting methods. So what I'm saying is like we are discussing something which is tested and found effective. The truth is like many a time we are using the same method that were used by our own parents. Like we just copied the methods from our own parents, and it's not like even in the parenting, like if we our children many a time use the method we use to parent them. Even small children, they will tell like father used to tell this way, mom used to tell this way. So and they deal with their own siblings by copying what we are doing with them. So we are copying these methods from our parents, and our parents copied these methods from their parents. So these parenting methods has a long history. Although each generation changes drastically, and the world is changing very drastically, and the living environment is changing drastically, and the approaches and exposure and culture, everything is changing each time. But still we are using the same method which has years of uh, history, and many a times these methods are ineffective when we are copying from our parents because the situation changes. Okay. And another truth, like the if we divide a child's behavior as acceptable and unacceptable behaviors, like our child's behavior for a teacher, many of behavior of a child is acceptable, but some behavior is unacceptable. And this acceptable and unacceptable is different for different people. This is another crisis or confused situation. For example, a father may accept 60% of a child's behavior and unacceptable maybe 40% of behavior. And a mother sometimes may like accept 30% of behavior but may not accept 70% of behavior. I'm just giving an example, it's not exactly like this. And grandmother may accept 70% of child's behavior and may not accept 30% of child's behavior. And a grandfather may accept 80% of behavior, only 20% may not be acceptable. So one single child's behavior is acceptable and unacceptable based on who is there in front of him. It is not only based on what he is doing or she is doing. So this will make sometime even children a little confused because they get confused what which is right and which is wrong, because sometime when I am doing something it is acceptable for my grandfather but it is not acceptable for my mom. So this in psychology we discussed about this in like family schism, family skew. So if this acceptability and unacceptability, if there is a large difference in the family, then that will lead to a big confusion. But at the same time, a little difference and a kind of cohesiveness between family members is good for the development of a child. So a little difference is acceptable because it's normal. For always, a father may not accept what mom accept. But if there is a large difference, that will affect the child and it will lead to confusion. So what do you think about it? Anyone want to tell something about this?
Sir, could you
Any of
please
your
repeat the
experience?
question? Repeat the
So
question, please.
yeah, I'm asking like when we divide a child's behavior into acceptable behavior and unacceptable behavior, this is different for the different people. So what do you think about it, like how it affect, and any experience or any contribution from your side?
Sir, my understanding, I
Yeah.
just want to share it with you. First, whether
Yes.
I am clear.
Yes.
Is it about my grandmother or grandfather's acceptance of a grandchild's behavior? Is it what you're talking about?
Yes. Definitely, yeah. Yes. So
Okay.
here child is a same child, but
Yeah.
his or her behavior, how much father is accepting and how much mother is accepting and how much grandmother and grandfather accepting, there is a difference most
Sir,
of the time.
yeah,
Sir,
yes,
it depends
especially
upon the
sometimes the grandparents may accept it for a larger extent than the
Yes.
parents.
Yeah.
it depends upon the
Uh,
sir likes and dislikes of individual. It's
yes.
like that
Yes.
if we are going out, like our child is going out for the play. So if he is
Mhm.
touching or if he is saying something to the his feet, So someone will act as a like one, or other will act as a like dislike one. So it would depend
Yes.
upon the likes and dislikes. For
Yes.
us,
Yes.
it is acceptable. For the his parent is unacceptable. And for
Yes.
us, it's like a tagged one. So everything we do for our child is acceptable for us, and we are doing like unacceptable for the person who don't know the tagline.
Yes. Yes. That's what we are discussing. Yeah. Like there is difference. It's based on who and how that person perceives. So how we can tackle this issue, and is it needed to think about this problem? What do you think?
So we can make them aware of the situation of the child. We can
Hmm.
make them aware also, so that our child is like can be acceptable in the society.
Hmm.
Because most of the time awareness is not there, so they don't
So
know
here,
how.
Purva, here it is not the child as a whole, like not like a child is acceptable or not. It is like one child's behavior, a single behavior may be accepted by some people, may not be acceptable by another person. Like a father may accept, for example, a
True,
child is
true.
asking to, like a child want to go to play in the evening using his bicycle, and it father may think, yeah, that's fine, like he can go with his bicycle, but mom will be worried, like if something happen, like he be safe or not. So
Like,
mother may
yeah.
disagree with that,
It
father may
depends upon the
motivate that.
confidence level. It depends
Yes.
upon the confidence level of the
Yes.
individual of the family, sir.
Yes, yes, yes. And also, it is based on the perception. Like some behavior may be accepted by someone in the family, may not be accepted by someone else in the family. So this lead to confusion among children. Like what is actually right and what is actually wrong, because they develop their values based on the acceptance from their this micro system, that is the family. So here what we have to do is mainly parents should not fight between them, like to decide on child's behavior. Instead, they have to come, finally they have to come to a kind of agreement that what is right, what is wrong, and even like if father agree for something, mom also can uh, a kind of like try to understand, or if mom agree, father can try to understand, and both of them can together come to a kind of conclusion. So these differences has to reduce at a family, because if there is a lot of difference in this acceptance and non-acceptance, that will lead to more confusion about the values of a child. Okay, so I just wanted to mention this, and now we will go to the next step. Okay, so now
Sir, before this, can I ask a doubt? Like,
yes, yeah, please tell me.
sir, what we find, because our school is in a city level,
Yes,
nowadays there are many family disturbances are there, divorces are taking place.
yes,
The
yes,
children have to
yes,
witness so many things, and it is less said is better.
yes.
Though we want to, educate the parents about effective parenting, but it becomes
Mhm.
many cases, like at least 50-50 cases, that children have to witness these kind of things.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah. That disturbed family environment will affect a child's psychological development like
Yeah.
anything. We know this. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nowadays, especially,
how, addressing such parents and children is
yes,
a
yes.
concern for me.
So, yeah, 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 definitely. Like now, like counselors get a lot of new kind of psychological problems, especially the borderline personality disorder one, that is very much prevalent in cities. borderline personality disorder means it's mostly connected to impulsive behavior like wrist cutting, non-suicidal self-injury, self-mutilation behavior. So all these behaviors happen mainly because of the disturbed family environment. So now this is a kind of social menace, like the relationship between parents, how it affects children. So here and like what happens sometime uh, after divorce or after separation or even like difficult relationships, child will be staying with one parent mostly, and this one parent will talk badly about another parent to get the confidence in child, to improve the relationship with the child. The parent who is doing the child rearing, they will try to find fault with another parent who is not there, and this will affect child because anyway the other person is also part of this family, and that person is also a parent for the child. So these communications and these wrong messages and the fight between parents and the discussions among family members, all these affect children like anything. So here, what we can do is like mainly, yeah, parenting training only. Effective parenting training we have to give, and this is a part of community mental health program. Like we can do counseling for individual problems, we can do counseling for mental health, like depression, anxiety and all. But at the same time in psychology there is a field, there is a very interesting field which is known as community mental health, where the counselor or the psychologist see the community as a whole and develop many programs to prevent mental health issues. In such programs, effective parenting is one of the most important program to prevent psychological problems among people, and especially among children when they grow up. Okay, so we can give good training for parents, and we can even suggest self-help materials. Like if parents are educated, we can even suggest good books for like parents to read. Like there are very nice books like for single how to do single parenting, how single mothers or single fathers can deal with their children in a better way. So there are good guidelines for that. Yes.
So, excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sorry for
Yeah.
interrupting.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
this
Great.
case,
Yeah.
to make the parents understand, it will take some more time.
Mm-hmm.
So, meanwhile, the child is very much affected.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
do we have to equip the child? In what way it could be done?
Yes. So, like Rekha is asking, as a parent or as a teacher, in what way we should help? Like,
Now, in our scenario, the
yeah.
parent herself or himself didn't know that he is causing a certain harm, mental harm to
Yes.
the child.
Yes.
And the
Yes.
child himself or herself does not know that he is affected by the parents, by his parents
Yes.
or her parents.
Yes. Yes.
So,
Yes.
in this case, as you said, the parents can be guided in
Yeah.
whatever way you said,
Yes.
but parallelly, the child is also affected. And
Mm-hmm.
how do you think we can help the child parallelly with the
Yes. Yes.
parent?
So the one thing is like a helping parent and helping child is not different. Like when we are giving some guidelines or when we are trying to empower these parents, parallelly the child will get empowered because we are through parenting, effective parenting methods, we are helping them to deal with the children at that point of time. So how they can develop a positive attachment with the children, how they can connect to the other parent in a healthy way, although their relationship is not healthy. So these kind of things we can teach the child. And always like if there are like children has their basic childhood needs: security, getting affection, and they need spontaneity and play. They need to get an opportunity to be spontaneous. They need opportunities to play, to be playful, and they need opportunity to be autonomous, and they need opportunities to kind of open up and freedom to express their emotions. So these are the needs of children. We call it as core childhood needs. So every child need these things in their childhood. So we have to teach parents how they can give children opportunities to achieve these needs. So this can be achieved even if there is no parent. Like any other caregiver also can be empowered to do this. So we can empower parents to develop an environment where child can attain and achieve their core childhood needs. So we can focus in this way: what are the needs of a child, and how a parent or mother, father, or grandparents or any caregiver can provide these needs. Yes. Is it fine, Rekha? Did you
Yes,
get
sir.
the answer?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
thank
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Afroj, you want to talk something, or otherwise you can mute your mic? Okay. Now I'm talking about a very interesting thing, which will cover most of the parenting uh, ideas, like how we can effectively do the parenting. It's mainly based on what I'm showing you now. Like, we can divide a child's behavior or situation into two areas, that is no problem area and problem area. Can you guess what will be this no problem area and the problem area? Whatever comes to your mind, you can tell. We are dividing a child's behavior or a child's situation into two. One is problem area and the other one is no problem area. So anyone can guess what is the no problem area and what is problem area?
Maybe
Second,
something like the no problem area is something like, which is acceptable by both the parents, like by parents as well as the child. That is
Very
something
good.
called no problem area. And problem
Excellent.
area is like parent owning the problem is like parent is not able to accept that thing, and that comes as a child's behavior, not accepting the child's behavior. And child owning the problem when the child is himself or herself is showing a behavior for his or her own problems.
Yes, yes.
Maybe.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah,
Yeah.
you did it very nicely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, yes. So, yeah,
Sir, one
there
minute.
is an yes. You want
Yeah,
to
this
tell
is
something?
Vardarajan. Yeah. To add on to what she said,
Yes,
problem area for a child could be one parent accepting one parent's whatever he or she says behavior, or like,
yes,
and when the same issue or whatever thing the child, the other parent is objecting to it. This,
yes, 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 yes. So, whoever is be careful that your mic is muted, because otherwise we'll have a lot of noise in the background. Okay, thank you, thank you.
yeah.
So, let me come to this two situations. One is no problem area. No problem area means there is no problem. Either for both the parent and child, there is no issues. Like, for example, imagine that I'm going for a evening walk with my son. We both are enjoying and talking and telling stories. So in this situation, I am also happy, my child is also happy. So it's a no problem area. So in many situations, it is no problem area. Wherever the child and parent is happy or neutral or there is no problem, we can call it as a no problem area. So now my question is like to my participants, like, is it required anything to do as a parent or teacher in no problem area, or we don't have to do anything? In a situation where there is no problem, do we need to be careful or do we need to do anything in this no problem area?
I think we can just appreciate for the things like that's acceptable for us as well, right? So we can just give a positive feedback or a reinforcer to the child for doing the things which are no problem area for both
Yes.
of us. So maybe
Yes.
Sir, it depends
Good.
on various factors, I think so. The specific
Hmm.
example, from that example, it depends on the context, it depends on the
Hmm.
age of the child, the relevancy of the situation, and many more.
Hmm. Yeah. But if we take in a very simple way, like it's parent and children, or a teacher and his or her students, when there is no problem in that situation, in that specific situation, there is no problem. That means both of them are happy or at least neutral. In such a situation, what we have to do, Sonali told, like we have to reinforce and appreciate that situation. Good. Anything else? If there is no problem, so yes, we have to be careful that we are not leading that situation into a problem. As a parent, I am not making the problem. I am not creating the problem. And as a teacher, I am not creating a problem. Like in a no problem area, many of the time, parent or teacher will create problems. Am I right? For example, just a simple example. Now, when I am going for an evening walk with my son, and we are happy, we are enjoying, talking each other, telling stories. At that time, my son is telling me, uh, "Dad, moon." He saw moon and he was so happy and he showed this. So at this no problem area, if I ask him, "What is the spelling of moon? Can you spell the moon?" If I ask this question, especially as a kind of in a way that I'm testing his knowledge or I test his competency. So in this no problem area, I am creating a problem. Do you think that this happens generally?
Maybe most of the time, sometimes.
yes, we expect more and more from the child. Yeah.
Yes.
It happens. It happens.
Once the
Yes.
answer, like once he or she is showing, um, they know this particular thing, and just to stop it there and just to appreciate it and just move on with the thing, we keep on, asking them so many things, like to dig into
Yes.
their deeper knowledge, like what they know
Yes.
about more
Yes.
and more. Then we go into, like you said, for example, moon. Then we keep on asking about solar system, this, that, then
Yes.
they get
Yes. Yes.
frustrated. So many questions
Yes.
not required at that point of time.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm.
That's really happens with the parents and even teachers. And that will make the relationship really bad because child will try to not speak anything because if I tell something, then question will happen. So it's better to keep mum. So in this situation, like these children will be always vigilant that I will be like there will be some problem. Father or mother or teacher will create some issue. So if we are such a kind of problem creator, our relationship will be a kind of like a difficult relationship with our children. So this happens a lot, but we are not aware of it. So I remember when I was a child, I remember that teacher and the class, like when teacher come to the class, as children, we all say good morning, ma'am. And ma'am sometime even won't say good morning back. Before that, she will ask, where is the homework? Who all are done? Who didn't do homework? So creating the problem in a no problem area. And this teacher will be a very bad teacher in the eyes of children, because the teacher is a problem creator. And parents always create a problem when there is no problem. And this affect the relationship with the children and parents and children, between students and teachers. So we have to be careful that we are not problem creators. If we are not creating problem, still we can teach them. If my son shows me moon, I can say, good, you are observing everything. Okay, let's try together like how to spell moon. So we can teach if we want, and it's not necessary. It's better not to teach every time and always. Let them learn naturally sometime at least. We need some quality time with our kids, not only teaching time. And even in like among couples, there this happens, like between husband and wife. When there is no problem, one person will bring a problem, and this person who bring problem always will ruin this relationship. Like if there is difficult questions and problem, like if we bring problems, then there is no romance in a relationship between husband and wife. So in every relationship, we need to have some quality time, especially when there is no problem. So what I'm saying is, like, if there is a no problem area, we have to maintain that no problem area for a period of time to develop a good relationship with our students and children. Do you agree?
Yes, yes. Sir, you said one thing between
Yes.
husband and wife, that even there is no problem, one person creating the problem. Nowadays, it
Yes.
is becoming very high in the current generation.
Yes.
Is it directly proportional to the relationship break and the divorces?
Yes.
And why it is happening more in today's scenario, unlike 2 decades or 3 decades before, it was not so much. Of course, there are many factors, nuclear family, joint family, not there, all those things are there. But I would like to ask you psychologically, is it a myth or being followed from our ancestors, or between the partners, or psychologically there is a answer or reason for it?
Like these issues are keep increasing because of the cultural changes. Now you see, like work from home is a culture now, everywhere it's there. So how to differentiate between work and home is a crisis. So when problem and when work, when official things interfere with the family life, that will lead to like sometimes that will make no problem area a problem area. So
Yeah.
like if we can differentiate, like what we have to be mindful about this. For example, this may not be a good situation to talk about it, but just as you like raised this question, so there are like some communication blockers or like some impediments in relationship, in romantic relationship between partners, like when when a husband and wife meet in their private time, if they start talking about the problem, then there is no romance. And this, when this happens regularly, the relationship will become very difficult relationship, and both of them will be like, sometimes they may not be even able to understand what is the actual problem.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And the worst scenario
yeah.
will be, it will have a direct bearing on the children also.
Yes, definitely.
Many cases or few cases.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
this is what quality time. To maintain a very good family relationship, we need quality time. We need some problem-free time. Like even when we take our children to shopping mall, like every shopping mall is like designed in a way that anyone can explore the products. But when our children try to see some toys, and then when they try to do something, we will get angry.
Yes.
And then the shopping, going for shopping is a quality time, and we are going for shopping to enjoy. But then in that no problem area, we will create problem. Even sometimes it is very much avoidable. Like we can be happy and we can enjoy, we can continue that no problem area, but sometimes like it's a pattern. Like many people like it's a default style to create problems when there is no problem. But those kind of people who have this pattern of creating problem will be a very difficult component in every family and in every relationship. So no problem area is also something which we need to discuss.
Yes. Very right.
Yeah. Yes.
We have to maintain and sustain it, that it continues
Yes.
with no problem.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
So now let's see the problem area. So problem area we can divide into parent owning problem and child owning problem. If I am right, Sonali already explained it in a very nice way. So parent owning problem is like, here the problem is happening from child, but it is affecting parent, not the child. So that is the parent owning problem. So see here, like if children take the kitchen utensils, when parents are away, they are taking kitchen utensils and they start playing it and they spoiled everything. So children will enjoy, but it is a problem for parents. And very simple example, like if toilet switch, like light switch is not switched off, like it will lead to wastage of power. And children doesn't have any problem directly, they are not suffering any issue, but parent is suffering the problem because the electricity bill has to be paid by parent. So there are many issues like this. Children are creating the problem, but it is affected by parent. Like the result or the direct effect is on parent. So we can call these kind of problems as parent owning problem. Once again, I'm telling, like the problem creator is child, but child does not get affected by the problem directly, but parent is getting affected by the problem. Okay, so, and the child owning problem means the child is having problem and the child is getting affected by the problem directly. That is the child owning problem. So in parent owning problem, parent become emotional, parent feel sad, parent feel angry, parent feel irritable, parent feel anxious. But in child owning problem, child feel sad, child feel angry, child feel disturbed. So the emotional feeling is for parent in parent owning problem, and it's emotionally affected by on child in child owning problem. So why we are dividing problems into these two categories, parent owning problem and child owning problem? Because the solution is different for both the problems. We can't do the same solution for both the problems. So when children's behavior affect a parent, then parent has to do I message, I statement. That is the major solution for this problem. So once again, I'm saying, if the problem is affecting parent, parent has to use this solution, I message or I statement. It's a evidence-based approach. I message means I, as a parent, I have to express my feeling in a healthy way. That is, there is a specific format for that. For example, I feel worried when you are going by using bicycle. I feel angry when you are not switching off the light because electricity bill will increase. So when as a parent or as a teacher, when I express my feeling without blaming, then it will give a good result. But when we see this solution, we will feel that it's a very simple solution, and it even we may feel that it may not work. But if we do, we will see the magic. Like someone told from here, like a teacher who is teaching 11th and 12th standard students. I remember that immediately after my post graduation, I was teaching this same thing. Like I was teaching psychology for 11th and 12th standard students, and it was a large classroom with 50, 60 students. And when these children start talking in the classroom, I find it very difficult to continue the class. So generally teachers will get angry telling that I have told you many times that you should not speak and you should not make disturbance in the class, but you people are not understanding. Like the teacher will start getting angry with the children. Instead of that, teacher can say, I feel tired. I find it very difficult to continue class because there is a lot of noise. No blaming, but I am expressing my own feeling. So this will be very effective communication strategy in family, in school, in college, and even for law, related, like even for police people and even in organizations, everywhere. This is a magical method we can use when things are affected us. When we feel sad by the behavior of another person, we can always use I message and I statement. If you search online, you will see a lot of description about I message and I statement because it's a very famous solution for many problems. Okay, so for like in the case of children, we can do it in different ways. Like I will give you some examples. Sometimes we can instead of using the direct iMessage, we can start with a lighter version. I will tell you the most lighter version. So we can just say with a word. For example, imagine that child didn't switch off the light of toilet after using it, and we can just say the light, one word. And when we utter the word the light in a calm way, the child will understand most of the time, oh, I didn't switch off the light. It's a reminder. So child will go and switch off the light. In most of the cases, not always. And we can go to a little more detail way also we can do it. For example, describe what you see or describe the problem. We can just describe what we are seeing. We can say, oh, toilet light is on. It's like we are seeing that and we are just saying it. That is that describe what you see. Okay, so if we just say toilet light is on, child will understand and they will go and switch off it. And we can go even further into more detail kind of solution. That is, we can say, we can do give information that, for example, we can say that the light is on, our electricity bill will increase. This is one more step ahead. So first I told we can just say with one word that the light. The second option, describe what you see. The light is on. And third option, give information. We can just go little more beyond that the light is on, our electricity bill will increase. And the complete format is, I feel bad when we are wasting the power. That is the actual I message. And sometimes we can just use a kind of writing a note that if children always repeatedly forget to switch off the light, we can write it under the switchboard that please switch off the light when you leave toilet. We can just even add love mom or love father. We can write it. So I'm saying that all these methods will work. We can use different methods at different point of time, but it is better not to dictate that switch off the light, because when we are dictating, children are just receiving our order. They are not learning anything much because it's not their decision. But when we say light, if they go and switch off, that is their decision and their initiative and it's their autonomy. So when we use any of these methods, we are not dictating, we are not blaming, and we are giving the other person a chance to initiate their own solution for the problem. So these are the methods we can use with children when we feel affected by their behavior and action. So the same method can be used by an employer when the behavior of an employee affects the employer. And the same method can be used by teacher when behavior of students affect the teacher. So this is a magical method and it's a evidence-based approach that it has been tested and found useful in a lot of situations. So I'm just concluding this solution once again. So we can say with a word, we can describe the problem, we can give information, we can write a note, and we can do a complete I message in a format that I feel dash because dash. Okay, now I want your suggestions or your opinions about this solution. This is the solution for parent owning problem. Okay, anyone want to tell anything? I request Maheshwari to switch off the mic, mute the mic. Okay, thank you. Yeah, what do you think about this solution? Do you think that this will work and this will be useful, or this is something which we can implement? What do you think?
Yes, sir. I think this is very, very effective also. And this is called to be the uh, kind of communication where we say how much we are affected.
Yeah, Rega, you can continue.
Yeah, how much we are affected, and that gives a way for the children to think from our point of view they put themselves in our shoes to find solution in such a way that it is good for both of them.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
yeah, and this is called to be assertive communication.
Yes. Yes. Good. Thank
It
you,
works
Rekha.
well. It works very, very well with small ones, elder ones
Yes.
very much, because they are the ones who can think for themselves. And we plainly give this affects this way to me, they will be able to understand and bring in a solution for the problem.
Yes.
It
Yes.
works a lot. Yeah. Thank you.
Especially we find it difficult to communicate with adolescents in many situations, but this method will work even with adolescents well, because I remember that in the classroom of 60 students, when I say that I find it difficult to continue class because I have to shout when there is lot of noise, when I say it in a way that I feel, then students doesn't have a defense. Like we are not blaming them, that's why they don't have to defend themselves, and they are not feeling irritable when we are saying this, and we are giving them an option to be empathetic. Yes. Yeah, anyone else?
Yeah, it seems to be quite polite. Normally, we will be dictating, like switch off the light and very commanding. So,
Yes.
unlike that, being very polite, of course, we will get a positive feedback from students, youngsters also.
Good. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, anyone else want to reflect upon this?
Yeah, I done a small method in my home.
Yes.
Am I audible? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
My daughter is a special child, so in order to make her understand, what I did is in a A4 sheet, a big U letter, like U letter, and below that a turn, U turn, like in the
Yes.
sense. So whenever she comes out of the bedroom or the hall or office room, whatever it is, okay, every door I have pasted this poster. So that what happens, my wife used to shout, and like any other mother, you are not switched on the light. Keep on reminding, but not in a acceptable manner. So what happened? I
Yes.
thought and put this. I think that is giving a very great thing. And we used to say, Divya, you are not. You turn the lights. You turn means whether it is
Yes.
light or fan, whatever it is, AC, whatever.
Yes.
This is
Yeah.
one method to make them visually understand and do it.
Yes. Yeah. Some
That is also
reminders must be enough.
some reminders, exactly.
Yeah.
And not only for the child, sometimes we also forget. Or even guests come to our home. What happens? Busy in when relatives meet, they will be very busy in chit chatting all those things. So what happens? One relative asked, "What is this use turn?" Then I explained. And he said, "Very good method. It will be an
Yes.
awareness for even the elders also sometimes."
Good. Yeah. Thank you, Arudarajan. Thank you. Yes. Anyone else? Yeah.
I just wanted to add on, like whatever Sir said, no. I mean, even I am having a special child. So,
Yes.
like he said, even I keep on shouting, like if she doesn't follow few things, what is like on daily basis, what she's showing, that behaviors and all that. So even I, kept some rules on an A4 sheet, laminated sheets. I pasted on the wall. I keep on keep on doing it for 1 week. She saw that,
Yes.
and then what she did was like she got frustrated with that and she removed it and she threw it away. So in
Okay.
that scenario, what we have to do, how do we have to make her understand? Like sometimes, they don't accept that way as well.
Yes. So,
Things
yes. So now, when your child get frustrated, this becomes a child owning problem.
child, yes,
Yes.
yes.
So we will find some solution for that also. When we combine these two, that is the
Yeah,
beauty.
exactly.
So, and it is not one way. Like one parent owning problem will become child owning problem in the next step.
Yes,
Because
exactly. That's what,
yeah,
when I'm putting some rules and regulations for her, that's creating a problem for her because she's not getting The way the rules, regulations, whatever we want to build in
Yes.
few kids, a few kids will accept it very easily and few kids will not accept that. So in that case, how do we have to change our, I mean, I definitely have to find some other route for that to make her understand.
Yes, yes.
But then just to throw, like, please throw some light on that particular aspect as well.
Yes, yes, yeah. So you can first of all, as a like a parent, when you get affected, you can use these methods, any of these methods. So you try one method, and if that is not effective, you try another method. So that's why we have multiple options. So you can try these methods regularly. And once you try this method, then the problem will happen for the child. Like the next step, it is becoming a child owning problem, because child will feel angry, or child may feel like sad. So at that time, then you have to, you just shifting your like method to child owning problem, and this transaction makes the relationship better.
Excellent.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Welcome. Anyone else?
Sir Rajesh here.
Yeah. Rajesh.
As I have been listening, and some beautiful ideas have been shared by you and the other participants. But
Yes.
overall, what I feel is that this generation needs more of an understanding rather than rules.
Yes,
Because
yes.
I'm in my 40s, so I remember my childhood. When my teacher bet me and I came home complaining to my father, showing him that scar on my cheek. My father slapped me there at one more time and then warned me that
Yes,
dare you complain against your teacher, because whatever your teacher does is for your good. Period.
yes.
There is no other thing there. That even if the teacher has bet for no reason, then it's a blessing. Today
Yes,
we are
yes,
living in such a kind of a vulnerable education system wherein
yes,
teachers are not supposed to touch the students.
yes,
Teachers are
yes.
not supposed to go. There is a line that is drawn, and I'm sure many of the your participants and including you will acknowledge that sometimes we are binded by these rules. We feel so sad that we are not able to expose ourselves. Certain times, certain punishments are not allowed. So I
Yes,
think
yes, yes.
the objective thing is that we just have to be friendly with them. Okay,
Yeah,
because
yeah. That,
there is this love out of fear, out of respect, and respect out of fear. These 2 points are very. You just have to carry.
yes,
We
yes.
lived in a generation wherein there was fear out of respect, and I would like to inculcate that in my children as well as in my students, rather than respect out of fear, because then that is a it's an acting that, or it's a show that the children do. So
Yeah.
it's a very thin line, and as you said, there is no one method that works. Unlike 40 years back, there was only one method that solves most of the problem.
Yes,
But now
yes,
it's
yes.
not like that. Every
Yeah,
child
yeah,
is unique, every child has unique issues.
yes,
And
yes, yes.
parents also, the level of tolerance and patience in these young parents, young generation parents, I have seen at least, is far lesser than what young parents of 80s, 90s, or 2000s were. So,
Yes.
as you said, we should equip ourselves with many strategies, take the best leap out and see that if it is working. If not getting disappointed, put back that leaf, because that leaf will work for somebody else, and then pick out
Yes.
some other leaf for this child. So
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think
Yes,
end
yes,
of the
yes.
day, it is the same thing that I do it.
Yeah, yes.
I mean, and I hope you will also acknowledge what I'm trying to tell here.
Definitely, definitely. So, Rajesh ji, you discussed the very important points like we all are facing nowadays. Like one of the major issue, like this respect out of fear is there is no place for that now. The major reason is like there is uh in like 20 years, 30 years back, parents were more knowledgeable than children, and teachers were more knowledgeable than students. But that is not the case now. Now, children are more knowledgeable than parents. and students are more knowledgeable than teachers. So there is no way to get respect.
And if I may add, I mean, just to add, so sorry to interrupt you here. If I may add, education has become more of a business proposition today. Okay. Now, a parent who pays lakhs of rupees in an international school for the child
Yes,
will
yes,
never tolerate the child being, you know, told or taught beyond a level.
yes,
Because
yes.
there again, the child is also observing, because we see, I see certain parents being very volatile when they talk. We are paying so much. This is what you are doing with our children, this kind of conversations. And when it happens in front of the
Yes,
students take that as a very big armor in their bag. So that is
yes,
also
yes.
one very big issue, I think. So,
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
it has become a business now. I mean, we have to blame ourselves only at the end of the day,
Yes,
because
yes.
you can't
Yeah.
say that, things have changed. I mean, when an LKG or a pre-primary admission is, a parent is paying 2 lakh rupees in an international school. I mean, my school education completed in 2 lakh rupees. I'm sure you are also
Yes.
belonging to that category of, student. So now for a pre-primary, if a child is paying 2 lakh, then the parent gets the right to shout in front of the teacher because he's paying 2 lakh. And unfortunately, management also tells the staff that let's be patient, let's not, because
Yes,
again, it's
yes.
a business proposition, right? I mean,
Yes,
end
yes,
of the
yes.
day, that's the way it works out. So, but still,
Yeah, yeah,
all
yeah.
said and done, we are always hopeful. I always believe that, as I said, psychologists are good talkers. So we just have to
Yes,
please them with our talks and make them make
yes,
them
yes, yes.
understand. I mean, that's what
Yes.
I also try to do here.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. We can simply say that we lost knowledge in information.
That's
Am
right.
I right?
Absolutely. Yes. Very
Yeah,
true.
yeah. When we make education mostly on basis of competition and the financial related thing, then yeah, we are losing knowledge in information.
We are losing
Yes.
knowledge.
Sir,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
just to add on to this, the same thing we face, like, the parents of the special children's, we
Hmm.
feel so neglected, when we go to a normal school and all that. So they expect that the child has to, write, speak,
Hmm.
this child has to score. They're not thinking that, for special kids, the school, the normal schools where the neurotypical students are also studying, might be,
Yeah.
that will help these special kids to become at least verbal
Hmm.
or try to behave like that people. In
Yes. Yes.
terms
Yes.
of, therapies or medical point of view, the schools are not thinking in that way. Why
Hmm.
schools are
Hmm.
not
Hmm.
speaking on that aspect? Why are they not
Yes.
putting their efforts on the special children's?
Hmm.
We
Hmm.
just see, like, a lot of Insta reels and all that, how to teach phonics, you know,
Hmm.
how to teach sight
Yeah.
words in an
Yes.
imaginative way and all that. The same way we teach to the special kids as well.
Yes. Yes.
Then why the schools are not talking about it? Like,
Hmm. Yeah.
why the schools are not talking on the, medical aspect of for these kind of children's?
Yes. Yeah, that is a sad part, but fortunately nowadays many people are mindful about these things, especially these awareness increasing post-COVID. I have
Yeah,
seen like many initiative NGOs, like many awareness program for teachers and educators. All these are happening, and
but
many people are
still,
yeah.
yeah, but still, it's like, there's a long way to go.
Yes,
By then,
yes, yes,
there are a lot of children, because nowadays there are so many cases coming up.
mm-hmm.
ADHD,
Yes,
autism,
yes,
dyslexia.
So
There are
can
yeah,
I,
many,
yeah.
many things.
ma'am,
Yes.
can I just
Yeah,
suggest
yeah,
you?
sure, sure, sure.
Ma'am,
Yeah, yeah,
ma'am,
yeah.
actually CBSE schools are duty bound to take a special child.
Yes.
It is,
Mm.
we all have inclusive schools.
Yes.
You
Yes.
could insist, and when you do that, you tell the teachers, tell the
Mm-hmm.
authorities that you are not looking for writing, reading.
You want the
Okay.
child to be in a comfortable environment where the
Mhm.
child, yes, where the child is able to be with other children. Some schools allow with shadow teachers. Certain.
That's what, ma'am. I just inquired today itself in one particular school.
Mhm.
It's a very good international school.
Hmm.
I just don't want to take out the name, but then, they said on my face itself that, if she's a special child, then we cannot take it. Then I said,
Is that a
on
CBSE school, ma'am? You should tell
yes,
them that you will
yes.
complain to the CBSE. Just tell them that you
Okay.
will make a complaint to the CBSE that this particular school with this affiliation number is refusing
Mhm.
inclusion.
But what if, after taking the admission also, they are not providing the
Ma'am?
similar kind of
Yeah, I
things?
know. Therefore, do not go to these big shot schools. Try
Okay.
in smaller schools where the
Mhm.
child will be more comfortable.
Okay. Done.
Because
Thank
there
you,
are
ma'am.
certain small schools which
Mhm.
allow children with
Mhm.
certain learning disability or other disabilities. They do take in the child, and the child is comfortable with other children.
Okay.
So
But are
for
they helping some children's like, uh, who
yes,
need little more assistance on,
which part of
ADL parts?
where are you exactly,
Ma'am,
ma'am?
it all
I'm in Hyderabad.
I'm
Last
in
year
Chennai,
also,
ma'am. I'm in
yes.
Chennai, and there are schools in Chennai which help. I don't
And
know about
No,
this,
ma'am,
try.
I mean, even I am from Hyderabad and I also work in an international school, though it's a very small school. We have just started. I mean, it's a new school, but I have seen the support system. My management is very
Mhm.
supportive. Of course, I know there is also a business proposition, and then there are issues also there, ma'am. I mean, because I have delved into that avenue also. So I see that, when they say no, it is not because of, at the end of the day, they are losing an admission, but then the kind of support system that they have to create is not
Mhm.
compensated by the same means by the parent side also. See, a small percentage also depends on the parents. Though
Mhm.
CBSE promotes inclusivity, though CBSE says it is mandatory, but we have
Mhm.
seen, or I have observed, that parents should also take up the responsibility that after admission of such a student,
Mhm.
though we have provided now in my school, I've got 3 students who are special kids. Two of them we
Mhm.
have asked the parent to arrange a shadow teacher. So as I, as
Mhm.
a special educator and as a counselor, we have regular meetings with the shadow teachers. We discuss strategies, we make plans, we do this. But then
Okay.
one of the students, the problem is that it is not practiced or it is not done with the same level of seriousness at home, because a perception has
Mhm.
developed in a parent that anyway मैंने अपने बच्चे को डाल दिया है यहाँ पर, एक shadow teacher मैंने दे दिया है यहाँ पर, so I don't have to put my effort there. But
But
it's not like
what if, sir, like if the parent, if the parent themselves, they want to, join the
that. Ma'am,
student
as
as a
as the
shadow
earlier
teacher?
ma'am, as one ma'am said, that please go to schools which support the system. If we are not rigid on big international schools, you have to
Okay.
select schools wherein which are small. See, end of
Mhm.
the day, the building is not something which matters. It's the kind of acceptance that the school has with the community, with this kind of a community is what matters. So I think what
Mhm.
what earlier one ma'am was referring to, please go to schools which are accessible and which which understands the parents' perspective also. So
That's
that
what that's where that commercialization part will come into picture. So the fees part will get into picture, because there's a lot of things what a special child parent has to handle or go through in terms of medical thing. Also we have to think on
that is
that
there. I mean,
aspect as
that
well.
is
So
unfortunate.
I will just
then
conclude this discussion. It was a very nice discussion. Like in a parenting session, we have to talk about these kind of things in a practical way. And this was a very contribution, a good contribution, because I know many parents, or many of us, some were connected to children with disabilities and all. So this kind of discussion, like for example, inclusivity, this is a word which is very much a kind of very frequent
Yes.
word in education now, inclusivity. And when some schools are not accepting this inclusivity, even there is a possibility that government will take action against them, because inclusivity is something which is very necessary, and inclusivity will be like evaluated before even giving any kind of affiliation. So if some schools refuse, we can fight against this and we can find a seat. And even if management is not ready, once we get the admission, teachers are not management. They, many of good teachers will be there in school and they will take care of children, because the idea is not a teacher of in the school. So if we get admission, even after fighting, there are two lessons. One is like people, other people also will understand this is my right, and the school will understand we have to do this, and a mother of a special child will feel proud that I achieved something. So it's a good
Yes.
model for others. And the second thing, the other solution is also good, that if we go for small schools, small scale schools, this special child may get good attention and they will get more care. That is also one another option. But both has its advantages. So
Well
I
said,
think
sir.
it,
Well said.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a good
Actually,
discussion.
yes.
Yeah,
Can I just adding to the point which ma'am told,
yeah.
Sonali ma'am. So the
Yes.
even I stay in Hyderabad, and it is I completely agree with that. That it is very hard to find schools only, sir. Like it is very hard to
Mm-hmm.
find schools, and even in small schools, no, they don't have that much of see they don't have the budget to put a special teacher and all kind of thing. And if you go to
Mm-hmm.
for that case, okay, for these special educated kind of things, we are going to a international school, and there they are like refusing. That is for true, but let's see what we can do.
Well,
But we right
changes
now
Yes,
are
it is
yes.
nothing in the
changes are
hand.
happening. Changes are
Mm-hmm.
happening, ma'am.
Yes, yes,
CB is becoming more proactive now. The
yes.
whole system, the whole curriculum is changing. Inclusivity is becoming the beacon of education. So it'll
Mm-hmm.
take time. I mean,
Yeah.
it'll take time, but it's on a right path. Schools have
Yes,
Hmm.
to
yes, yes.
provide, and it'll
We,
avail, ma'am. It'll
Rajesh
Yes.
happen.
sir,
yeah.
Yeah.
Rajesh sir,
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
you
ma'am.
you said that the parents don't help. I mean, they don't do anything once they put the child. Uh, I would
That is
suggest.
one experience that I had with
Yes,
one of
yes,
the parents,
sir.
ma'am. Yeah.
Sir, I would suggest our school, they have a form. Uh, when the special educator decides that a particular child needs help, the school says, we will give you, what do you call it, admission, but you please sign this form. The form says very clearly that we look for parental help as well. And if the
Mm-hmm.
parent are not going to do so, at any point of time, we will ask you to take your child out.
Yes,
So,
ma'am. It is
then the parent becomes involved as well. So
it
I
is
think it
already
is, uh,
Yes, what you said is right, ma'am. It is already there. I mean, when I
uh,
talk about my school,
uh,
it
uh,
is already there as an
uh,
admission policy. But what happens is, I mean,
uh,
see, again, it all boils down to the pocket there.
uh,
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that
Yes.
is that is an area where we cannot
mm,
be, insisting on the parent also, because
uh-huh.
again these children need therapy. Therapy
Yes,
goes by session per the cost per session factor goes for therapies.
yes,
Right.
yes.
Yes.
So, it's a challenging thing for the parents also. When I say
Correct,
that parents
correct.
are
I
not
agree.
supporting, I don't say that, they are washing off their hands, but I could understand the tight situation they are in. Because
Mm,
Yes,
mean,
yes.
sadly, a special child is a
yes,
regular investment throughout the life of the child.
yes,
Very
yes.
sad, I should say this, but
It
that's
is,
a
it
fact.
is. That's a
And
fact.
no matter how much, affluent a parent is financially, it
Mm,
pains because again, when you're paying, obviously, see, when you're buying an apple, you see all the 360 degrees of an apple before you pay 20 rupees.
Correct.
Right. Now, when
Mm.
you're talking about a therapy, you
mm,
know each one therapy will not change, two therapies will not change, 10 therapies will not change. But parent का psychology कैसे होता है कि उनको change नहीं दिखता है. And then they feel little sad about it. So it's a whole circle of
It
that
is. That is
pain,
there.
ma'am. So I mean, we can't blame the parents also, because if I put myself in that parent's position, I would
Yes,
also go
yes.
through the same kind of a mental agony or that pain which they
Correct.
must be doing. And as you know, earlier we discussed, when those couples sit together to discuss,
Mm.
they may not have some kind of a romantic talk or talk between. Obviously, when they have a child like this, I mean, 90% of the conversation would be for that child only. I would presume that, they would only discuss what can we do for this
Correct. Correct.
little one. So, I mean, it's a complicated situation, I feel, ma'am. But
Yes,
still, we should
yes,
not lose
yes.
hope. As you
No.
said, we should be more, encouraging the
Actually,
parents.
sometimes our special educated empowers the mother. We
Yes.
have a parent, a CA mother. She gave up her job to be with her special child. Child is in the spectrum.
Ma'am, on that regard, I would really, hats off to the mothers of special
Correct.
children. I
Yes.
have seen mothers joining B.Ed special education.
Yes.
I have seen
Perfect.
mothers doing,
Yes, sir.
Okay,
courses.
okay. So
Yeah,
I
I'm sorry,
just
sir. This
involved
will
in
continue.
between
You
here.
please take over here now. This
Yeah,
will
yeah,
continue.
yeah. So it was very, very like a effective discussion, and yeah, we should know about this, especially nowadays. Like when we talk about inclusiveness, everyone has the equal right to get education and the way they can. Like especially now, the evaluation is going to be a kind of authentic assessment. Authentic assessment means the right is not in the right answer. That is a very beautiful approach now. Education is bringing back, like the kind of any child can give any answer to any question, and teacher has to find what is the right there in the given answer. There is no actual right answer for evaluation. So education is improving in a very nice way. So dealing with these special kids, from there we started the discussion. Like when we are using these methods, like when we are having the parent owning problem or teacher owning problem, uh, when we are talking, even there we have to include, we have to be inclusive. That's what the discussion goes. Like we can't just talk about so-called normal children. Instead, we have to see whether these methods are applicable even in special children. Yeah, we can say yes, we can use these methods, and we have to, once we try these methods, like I will just try to help you remember once again. So when a problem from the child affect parent or teacher, then we can say it is a parent owning problem or teacher owning problem. There the solution is very clear. In one word we can say, if parent owning problem, then I message is the solution, or I statement is the solution. We can give this I message in different ways, that we can use one word, we can use give information strategy, we can describe the problem, we can describe what we are seeing, and we can use the actual I message in a format that I feel dash because dash. So this is a magical communication strategy which is very much tested and found useful. So I request my participants that please try this with anyone. It's although we are talking about parenting, it you can use the same method with your partner. You can use same method with your employee, with your subordinate, with your manager, with your own parents, with your children. So start using it and see the magic. Then you will feel better. So instead of blaming, and dictation is not the solution, because if child won't be able to learn something, if we for example, like I'm feeling the suffocated in a room, and as a old parent, I find it difficult to go and open the window, and I know my grandchild is sitting there, I can say that, oh, these windows are closed and I'm feeling very much suffocated. Instead of saying, go and open the window. When I say that, I feel suffocated and windows are closed, the person who is listening to this infer the information that I have to go and open the window. And when that person does it, it is an initiative. It is an active process. And that person take the ownership of the action. Oh, I did a good thing. It's not by order. So we have to develop such a culture in our classroom, in our home, and even in our workplace. So this is a magical strategy all of you can use. Although our time is up, I just want to talk a little bit about child owning problem. So when there is a child owning problem, that means child is feeling emotional, child is feeling sad, child is crying, child is disturbed. At that point, as a parent or as a teacher, what we can do? I will try to wind up as soon as possible. I'm sorry for making it long. So when there is a child owning problem can happen like when there is bullying. A child can come and cry at home saying that my friends are disturbing me, my friends are fighting with me, I am finding it very difficult to manage at school. Or it can be difficulty in academics. A child, whenever he read D, it becomes B. Or whenever he see P, he read it as Q. So when there is academic problems, when there are difficulties in reading, writing, maths, we call it as learning disability or learning disorders or learning difference or academic difference. We can call it in any name, but it can be a strength also sometimes. When a child is unable to read, that means he is able to do something else, because our brain has different modules with different kind of abilities and intelligence. So maybe the language or linguistic intelligence is not dominant, but some other intelligence is dominant. So when a child find it difficult to read and write, that is a child owning problem. When a child find it difficult to do their project or assignment or some doing some handicrafts or something, like when they are struggling to do something and they find it difficult, it is a child owning problem. When a child feel a loss, when a child uh, feel some loss, like he lost his toys or he lost his pet animal, if something like that happen, it is a child owning problem. So in those situations, what we can do? First thing, let the child own her or his problem and find her or his own solution. Let them take ownership of their problem. Yeah, they have lost something or they have suffered something. And we can help them explore the solution instead of giving ready-made solutions. They have unbelievable potential for finding good solution to their problems. If parents find the solution, children remain dependent and fail to develop their own problem solving skills. But that doesn't mean that we have to just say that you handle your problem. No, we have to do active listening. That is another magic in communication. Everywhere this will work. Active listening. Active listening is empathy. Someone told some time back, putting yourself in others' shoe. So when my child is crying because his toy is broken, it is not a problem for me. So as a parent, sometime I may tell that, don't cry, we can buy another one. Or I can say that, what is there to cry a lot? It is just a toy. So the problem of child may not be a problem for the parent, but when we are able to do active listening, we are listening to the emotion of the child, not being judgmental, and we are not seeing this from our perception. So I can say that, oh, you like that toy a lot, and it is very bad that you lost it. That is the active listening. And when the pet bird or some animal die, for parent it may be silly. Oh, why you are crying a lot? We can buy another parrot. You don't have to cry for this. We can go to pet shop and buy another parrot. But the child has an attachment to that parrot. So active listening will be like this. Oh, you lost your parrot. You were playing with him and you were having fun with him. So it must be very tough for you to handle this situation. So if we become empathetic with active listening, child will develop a very strong attachment to me as a father or as a mother or as a teacher. So if we are able to understand the problem of children from their point of view, that is the active listening, then they will become more confident and they feel secured, they feel understood, and they are able to trust us. They feel that there is someone who can understand me and I have a valid emotion. They will feel that their emotions are valid. So we have to use this active listening. For that, we have to listen with full attention. Like if my child is crying, it is better not to deal that while I'm cooking or while I'm reading paper or while I'm watching television. Instead, I have to stop what I am doing and give a full attention to what my son or daughter or my student worried about or concerned about. I have to give full attention to that. In case if I am in a kitchen and I am in a very urgent task, I can tell my son, I'm really sorry that I can't stop cooking because it's in the middle. And please give me 2 minutes. I'm going to listen to you, or I will come, I will help you. Give me 2 minutes. We have to tell that. And we can take some time if it is not urgent, and then we can go and give full attention. So, giving full attention is important. Half attention is very much harmful sometimes. For example, I am looking at the newspaper and telling, yeah, tell, I am hearing, I am listening, you can continue. Then child will understand I doesn't have much consideration here. I doesn't have a secured relationship. There is no one to listen to me. My emotions are not valid. So we have to give full attention. We have to acknowledge their feeling with words. Oh, I see. So we are showing our interest in listening to their problem by acknowledgement listening. Oh, that's right. Yes, I can see. So some meaningless but meaningful words. That is the acknowledgement listening. And give their feeling a name. It's very interesting. Give them feeling a name means when a child coming to us crying, we can give their feeling a name, saying that, oh, it look like you are sad. Oh, it look like you are feeling disturbed. It look like you feel worried. We can give a name to their feeling. And sometimes we can even give them their wishes in fantasy. I can say that if there is a shop nearby us, I could have gone and buy it for you. So that is the give them their wishes in fantasy. It's a fantastic method to show that me and my child is on the same page. Even I want that for my child. That is the way I am telling. Like if there is a shop in front of our house, I would have run and buy it for you. So these are the methods will make a difference, and we can use it to deal with our children's emotions, and you will see the magic. We will be able to develop a very strong attachment with our children, whether it is our own children or whether it is our students, or and this can be again like any other communication method we can use with our own spouse, partner, employees, parents, with everyone. This is a universal method, but especially with our children, we should use it, because for our children, we are the only source for their security, their trust and everything. So if we are able to do this with our children, we will be able to develop good human beings, and we can prevent mental health issues in their future. Okay, so we have a lot of things to discuss about parenting. Uh, in between, we told, we uttered some names like ADHD, learning disability, many childhood disorders, many issues we are facing as a parent, as a teacher. So there are a lot of things to discuss, but what we discussed today, that parent owning problem and child owning problem, gives a kind of good solution for most of the problems. But at the same time, yeah, we have to discuss a lot of other things. So our IFER, like, they are creating a very good environment in Kerala by spreading mental health awareness through conducting lot of programs, and like hundreds of audience are there to each program. So now, like IFER under Psybridge, Psybridge under IFER, planning to spread these ideas that worth spreading through these national programs. Like, they are trying to do it in more inclusive way, using in English language. So we expect all of your support for this coming programs also, and we are planning a like long program on parenting in the name of Happy Kid, that is 3 months long parenting program. So you can get in touch with the coordinators and Tingle of IFER, or any contact number, through any contact number you are getting through this or your WhatsApp and social media. So help us to spread good knowledge. Thank you.
Sir, hello, sir.
Yeah. Hi.
Sir, I have one question. Sir, that wish, give their wish in fantasy.
Yes.
Regarding that point, sir, I feel that nowadays the children are a bit smarter, because
Yes.
I think, sir, there are several apps like Blinkit,
Mm.
Zipto, which can bring a thing in 10 minutes or 20 minutes. If we say like, yes, if the shop is open now, then we can get you that, or
Yes.
this,
Yes.
then they can say, okay, now let's buy it from there, we can order it from there. Then what should
Yes. Yes.
what can be
So,
done?
a very good question. Very good question. So, one thing, it is this method is not limited to buying things. This can be anything.
Okay.
It's not limited to only buying things. And another thing, even to buy things, it is not limited to shopping. Like, even I can say that if there is a tree which gives balloon, I will climb on that tree and I will take a lot of balloon for you. We can make vivid imaginations among children, and we can do this for many other things also. And if what the child is demanding is like unacceptable, where we don't have to give this like a solution in imagination, because then that shows that we are agreeing with that. We are doing this solution where the child is making a reasonable request, and we are also on the same page. And in those situations we can use this method. Okay,
Okay,
and
sir.
this
Okay, sir.
this
Thank you.
method can be used even with like adults also, not only with the children. We can say that if we get a flight ticket for lesser price, we could have gone today. We can tell this even to like our partner. That just shows that we are on the same page.
Okay, sir. Sir, sometimes children behave very stubbornly. Like they can say like, I will eat, I will have my dinner if you buy me that or this. Then how should we control that? How should we manage that?
Yeah. So it is a different area. We will have some other program and we will discuss it in detail. But at the same time, like in psychology, there is this reinforcement, reward, punishment related like solutions for these things. So one thing, when children being stubborn, sometimes we can even say that it's okay. Today, even if you didn't eat, nothing will happen. But buying this is not an acceptable thing. That is the major way to deal with stubborn behavior. Sometime it will be
Okay,
fine, and when they feel more hungry, they will come and eat. They will not starve till death. I'm sorry.
yes, yes.
They
Thank you,
know
sir.
how to handle their problem.
Yes, yes. Thank you, sir.
Welcome, welcome. So I request all of you to use these two methods, iMessage and empathy, active listening. So try all of you can try, and when we meet next time, you can give us the feedback like how effective it was. Okay, thank you. Our time is up, so let's wind up here. Thank you, everyone. It was fantastic to spend time with all of you, because very effective discussion and interactive session. I really enjoyed the time with all of you. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you so much, sir, and thank you so much, everybody, for actively participating in today's webinar. And a special thanks to Shoukath, sir, because in between his busy schedule, he made himself available for us, and it was really, really insightful session. And I think everybody in this webinar will be agreeing to me, because it's that insightful session. And I want to tell everybody in this webinar that this particular session is just a sample, and picture abhi bhi baki hai, because we do have a course called Happy Kid, which sir mentioned earlier, and it's actually a 3 month long course where you will be equipped with parenting techniques and family planning techniques, as well as we know that like childhood is that important in a person's life. So dealing with children, especially with today's children, is really, really important. It's completely different from traditional parenting. Today's parenting is really different, and we have to be really cautious while dealing with children. So whoever you are, like you may be a parent or a teacher or a student or a sister or a brother or a psychologist, anybody who is dealing with children, this course is going to benefit you. And our main faculty is our today's resource person, who is Shoukath Kamil sir, and you're going to get his insightful sessions all during this 3 months. So I would like to share more details about this course in our group. So yes, so thank you so much, everybody, for participating in this webinar. Once again, thank you so much, Shoukath sir. Yes, so I've put a Google form in our chat box, so you can fill that for our certification process. Okay, I'll also share them in our WhatsApp group, so you can share fill them there also. Okay, so thank you so much, everybody. About the course details, I'll be sharing in the WhatsApp group. Okay, so thank you so much, everybody. Yes, you will get the slides of the presentation in our group. Okay, yes, so tata, bye bye, thank you so much.
Thank you.